Hello everybody, this is Chris from Chris Design Co. I'm going to do another tutorial model, show a couple different ways of making a model. So if you have a program that you can take bitmaps and make good depth maps out of them, you can do this. You can go to Copilot, you can get AI maps, you can go to a couple different free sites to get bitmaps out of or depth maps made out of your bitmaps. So here's what I do. You take the image, and I just got this off the internet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a trace bitmap of this. So I'm going to go into trace bitmap, and I'm going to outline this whole thing. I'm going to accept it and close. And I'm going to turn the bitmap off. And now you can see you've got this bitmap. So I'm just going to get rid of some of this mess here. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to do a turn. So I'm going to go into node mode, and I'm going to cut this in half. Because what I don't want this part. I just want the body of the mug. So, which means you're going to use this here. Now, if you notice, there's lots of nodes here, lots of them. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you what happens when you don't really clean up nodes. So, if you go in here and you do a turn, you go into your spin and turn tool, you take turn. I'm going to make it merge, and you apply it. And I scaled it to a height of 1 inch. So here's what we're going to see. I'm going to turn that off. Now, if you look at it, it looks okay, but see all these lines in here, all these extra lines. I did not want this texture. It doesn't look, to me, it doesn't look real. And you also have this bottom of the lid of the Stein, which is rounded. If you were to have a mug with a round bottom, you would need a reason to drink. You just keep spilling your beer. So this isn't very accurate either. So what I do is I don't do that. Even if you go into this and try to do smoothing with it, let's see what happens when I smoothen those nodes out. All right, better, not bad. So let's try that one. Still get all this extra stuff, which it's not clean. It doesn't look good. To me, it doesn't look good. So we're not going to use that. So what I did is I'm going to remove this, and I drew my own vectors. So I drew diamonds, which was on the model. And in order, what I did is when I drew the model, I drew a diamond, okay? And then what I did is I took this line, I took this tool here, which is create an arc, and I just followed those diamonds so it would kind of look like it's rounded. If it's straight, then it's going to look straight, and it doesn't look like it's turning. So that's what I do. So I put 3 of them in here. And then what I did is I did array. So I selected the diamonds, highlighted your vector, and I went into copy along vectors. I did 8, align to curve, and create copies on a new layer. When I did that, it made all of these. I'm not going to do that now because I've already got them. So the other thing that I done is I drew my own line. As you can see now, I made it straight rather than going around. And if you look at the nodes, I'm going to clean them up. Now, how many nodes? What do I have here? Got very, very few nodes. Very few. Just so you can see them. So here are the nodes now. Very small amount. Okay. So now I'm going to take that and do a turn. Now look at that. Nice and clean. I get the bevel that I wanted here. I get this little piece here, which looks like a bottom. Nice and round. And if you notice, it's flat. Well, at least you can drink a couple more beers without spilling because it'll sit nice. You've got the top. This is starting to look like a beer stein. So we're good with that. So then what we need to do, I'm going to turn this off, go back to my 2D vectors, and now I built a handle. And again, I did the same thing. I built my own vectors because if you go in and take a look at the nodes, they're nice and clean. Very few nodes. So that's going to make a good model, a component. So what I did is I took that and I used the create smooth shaped components. And again, I'm going to do a merge and it creates it. So now what I can do is you see it. So I'm just going to shape it I'm going to flatten it out a bit. I'm going to make it look like it's a handle. That way it's got a nice little angle. It looks pretty real to me. So that's good. So we're going to take that. So now if I were to do that and then turn on the mug, here they are. Now remember, I put them both on merge. So now they're fitting nice and neat. So I'm just going to bring this up a little bit to make it look a little better. Just a little bit. You can play it any way you want. And here's your beer stein coming together nicely. Now, you can design your model any way you want. Now, I'm also going to take this. I'm going to hold the Alt key down, and I'm going to slide it in a little bit. And up. So I like that right there. So now we have to make this latch system and everything. So what we do with that is we're going to go back to our 2D view. I'm going to turn this off. Now I drew some latch pieces. And again, I drew my own vectors so they're nice and clean. So what I do here is I make this one. Use the same tool, create smooth shape component. Also going to use merge, create that. Go to my 3D view, and I'm going to flatten it out a bit. Okay, that looks good for now. Let's turn on my mug, or my handle, and my mug. So since I moved things around, it's not going to sit right. But all I need to do is get it in there. Have it sit there, bring it up a little bit. I'm going to bring it down. I don't want it all the way into it. So we're going to keep it like right here. Okay. So now we have that part. Now we have to do the circle. It's a little nut of some sort. So we're going to draw that. And what I'll do is I'll use the round one. Make it round looking. Now this one we can do add because it's going to sit on top. So come here and I'm going to bring it up to about 90 here. I'm going to flatten her out just a little bit, give it a little bit of flatness. And I'm going to bring it up. And now I'm going to get it and sit it right on top there. So now I've got this little knob here, which is, it looks good. Looks like the hinge. Now what we need to do is we need to go and make this piece here. And I'm going to do the same thing. But this is going to be merge. But I'm not going to use circle. I'm going to use this piece right here. And we're going to use merge. Select the vector. Create. Turn it back on. Turn this off. I'm just going to bring it up for now so I can see it. I'm going to move it. I don't know what happened here. What happened? Let's delete that. Delete that. Start over again. And we'll build a new one. Okay. So this sits kind of on top of that. We need to flatten her out. There we go. Now we can just bring it up a little bit more. And now you can see it looks like a nice latch piece. So there's a nice clean model. And that's how I build it. So I'm going to show you what mine looks like after I spent a little time on it. So I added this piece here. I added these, and I added a little twist, which I will do another video on how you do twisting. And I also added the diamonds. Now, you can also do the diamonds inset, depending on how you like it. That would look good carved, stained, look good, or add. So they're coming out. So that's how I did this. So if you look at this one, versus this one, totally different. But again, this is not what I like here. I don't really like this handle. I don't like the holes in the diamonds. But again, some people would, you might. But again, see, now look at it's got a little texture because I had to bring it up. Now you can, again, this is how it comes in, nice and flat. So you bring it up however you would like. But as you notice, as I'm bringing things up, not everything you want to be exaggerated exaggerates. So like this piece here, and even this handle, it starts to get very sharp. And then if you try to carve it, it's very deep inside here. That might not carve very well. You might like it, but it would take a lot longer to carve. So again, here's mine. This will carve very cleanly and a lot faster. Thank you for watching. If you like this content, please like and subscribe and comment. Let me know if there's something you'd like to learn or you'd like me to show you in the next video. I listen to all comments. Thank you and have a great day.